It's the SOSCAST.
Welcome. We live, we good. Welcome to the SOSCAST, only here on Valuetainment. My name is Adam Sosnick. You can call me Soz. And I'm here to help you guys get what?
Paid, laid, and do it your way.
We all know that. A lot going on in the world today. Is there a bigger story in the world that's going on right now than what happened at the Olympics?
Jeez.
We'll get into all that. You know, Olympics, sport. We thought that they had mandates. Listen, men aren't going to be competing in women's sports in the Olympics. The opening ceremony clarified that. Candace Owens, our friend Candace. Does Candace invite controversy? Does she look for controversy? Does she stir up controversy? Who knows? But now Candace has caught a little beef with Cardi B. Not once, but twice, yet again.
Uh-oh.
Pick your sides, y'all. Trump embraces Bitcoin. I'm gonna be the most Bitcoin president you've ever seen before in your life. We'll have that conversation. Only a few short years ago, he wasn't exactly feeling the Bitcoin space. We're gonna do a little Minnect section. Some questions that people asked me on Minnect. Alejandro, you can pull that up in a second right there. We're gonna talk about what you should be doing with your money, especially if you're invited to all these weddings. How should you afford all this kind of stuff? Oh, yeah. That was a conversation that came up on Minnect, and I found an article that we actually talked about today on PBD Podcast that was like, oh, this is exactly what I want to cite right here. All that, then some stats in honor of the BizDoc, some wild accusations in honor of our friend Vinny, and some level-headed, common sense, pragmatic, sensible conversations in honor of PBD. All that and then some with me, you, only in the SOSCAST. As always, we have the lovely Natalia Del Valle in la casa.
Hello. Happy SOSCAST Day, everybody. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. We are growing, and we've got a lot of exciting things on its way, so make sure you guys subscribe and do all that fun stuff. And, of course, we have our lovely Alejandra in the building.
Oh, my God. Alejandra Jimenez in la casa. Okay, can you believe it?
Yes.
She's sometimes she's 5'11", sometimes she's 5'1". How are you feeling today, Alejandra?
5'2".
5'2".
Okay.
She's growing on us, y'all.
We love it.
She's growing on us, y'all. We're going to be talking about Minnect throughout the show, where you can reach out to business leaders, influencers, thought leaders, to have conversations with them directly about some of the issues that you're dealing with, not only providing solutions, providing answers, providing feedback, providing consultation to what you got going in your life. PBD, Tom, Vinny, me, the whole crew out here answering your questions only on Minnect. But here's the deal. If you're like, oh, Minnect, that's cool. I get to see you on a screen, answer your questions. How can I be a part of what you guys are doing IRL in real life? Well, if you haven't heard about what we're doing, there's a little tiny event called The Vault that we're working on. Do we have a little something for The Vault that we can show?
Yeah, we
do. The Vault, what's The Vault, you ask? Well, PBD has been putting on The Vault. I think it's the 5th year that we're doing it. Last year we had Tom Brady and Mike Tyson. I said, PBD, what are we going to do this year? He goes, well, how are we going to do better than last year? I said, PBD, I don't know what we're going to do. How about The Rock, Dwayne Johnson in the house that we're going to bring in here? So have the chance to meet, network, strategize, not only with PBD, but not only with Tom, but with myself, with Vinny, The Rock. And by the way, I think PBD is going to be announcing a few more speakers that are going to be at The Vault today in the AI webinar that we're going to be doing out there.
Yep.
So if you want to improve your business, if you want to make more money, if you want to elevate your network and be around like-minded individuals who are growing their business, making money, influencing their communities in the right type of way, The Vault, I think you got to check it out. By the way, I think we have a link below with a discount code in the description if that's something you want to look out to. By the way, if you want to reach out to us directly, what's the email that they should email, Nat?
You can email soscast@vt.com, or if you follow me on Instagram, you can message me on Instagram. I'm pretty good with answering messages to get back to you guys. So connect with us via email or connect with me via Instagram.
So click below in the description if you want to get your Vault tickets. But if you're like, yo, I need some more information, you can email us at
SOSCAST@VT.
SOSCAST@VT. It's just simple. It's SOSCAST. SOSCAST at, what are the two letters?
VT.
VT. It's just that simple. Valuetainment out there.
Yes.
So thank you, Nat, for managing the chat.
Yes.
For checking the emails. Thank you, Alejandra, for doing what you do. And thank you guys for being a part of what we're building here on the SOSCAST. Now, before we start the show, anything you want to add? Anything you want people to be aware of?
Aside from Vault, make sure you guys connect with us. At the end of the day, Vault is going to be an experience where you not only get to connect with, you know, some of the people you've seen on PBD podcasts, but you get to connect with business owners all over the world. A lot of the time, these business owners, they invest into their business, they attend the Vault, and they leave making double and triple, and it's because of the connections and network that they make at this event. So make sure you guys click the link. We just put in the comment with a discount in there, so make sure you guys click that link. But aside from that, I'm actually ready to talk about what we're going to talk about. I've been seeing some of these things everywhere. I haven't said anything. I've been saving it for today. So I'm ready to get started. So if you want to take it away.
Nat says she's been seeing what's going on there, but she hasn't said anything. So you're waiting for today.
Yeah. I'm like pure reaction. You're going to get it from me.
Okay. So you ready to start the show?
Yes, do it.
So the Olympics, have they officially gone woke?
Yes.
So the Olympics started this past weekend. And look, I'm a big basketball guy. I've been like watching just USA basketball. All right, guys, let's not lose this thing. We almost lost to South Sudan the other day. I said, what is happening right now? Help. But we'll see if they can take the gold medal there. I think Simone Biles just won a gold. But this weekend kicked off, and all of a sudden, you know, we have the PBD text chat. PBD, Vinny, Tom, some of the guys in the crew, and all of a sudden, did you see what's going on in the Olympics? Oh my God, I'm never going to watch. Oh my God, what's going on? I said, whoa.
What's happening?
What is even happening? Right? How bad could it have been? And you know, PBD, Tom, Vinny, they're followers of Jesus. They're Christians.
I'm Catholic.
That's their faith. You're Catholic.
I'm Catholic.
I'm what is known as a Jew. You're a Catholic. I'm Jewish. There it is. So they take their religion pretty seriously. Yeah. So when they start emphasizing, you know how you can like emphasize on a chat, exclamation point, heart, thumbs up, a lot of exclamation points, on point, on point, on point. I said, what is happening right now? And I come to find out that it's so interesting, this 4-hour Olympic opening ceremony. I think Snoop Dogg was holding the torch. LeBron James was the guy for the Team USA holding it down. It featured over 200 different delegations, different countries. Performances, Celine Dion, who had basically, she dealt with a whole situation. She has this like frozen disease, whatever that is. Rough situation, respect to her. My heart will go on. Lady Gaga, cultural displays, everything's going on there. And then all of a sudden, 5 minutes of trans show up. What?
Yeah, real confused.
So, drag queens just showing up out of nowhere. It starts, here he goes. Drag queens shine at the Olympics opening, but the Last Supper tableau draws criticism.
As it should.
So, as it should, you say. Oh, yeah. So this is what happens. All of a sudden, people start reacting. Here's that article about the world leaders start weighing in. Show that one right. The U.S. and world leaders denounced the Paris Olympics opening ceremony, mocking the Last Supper. So you got stories. Thousands threaten not to watch the Olympics. The Olympics opening ceremony has been deleted from the Olympics account. Yeah. There's other U.S. denounced the Paris Olympics opening ceremony, mocking last summer. We just covered that. So let's play the video of exactly what happened. Let's react to that. By the way, this is Vinny's tweet.
Of course it is.
Here is a trans person, obviously completely in shape, no weight issues, perfect. Miss Alabama, if you saw who won Miss Alabama. Here is their take on the Last Supper, apparently. Apparently, allegedly.
I wonder who. Oh my God! I keep
pause for a second.
Everywhere. No, let's not.
So hold on. So if you back up like 2 seconds, there's a guy in a black jacket.
Over there,
and you can see his man parts pop out.
Where?
Yeah. Can you back up 2 seconds?
Actually, I think I'm good.
I'm just curious.
Oh, I see it.
Okay. Oh, what?
I think I see something. Oh, that's his hand. Oh, I see it.
Okay. So keep going. So this is all trans. This is Paris.
I know, but how does this represent any type of U.S. type of collaboration?
Why are you asking about the U.S.?
Because the U.S. is involved in the Olympics.
No, every country is involved. It's not just a U.S. thing.
But that's my point, is that you have all these different countries coming together, and this is how we're representing them?
This is all on the people of France. It's their country. It's their Olympics.
It's their Olympics, or is it Olympics? Isn't that a collective
It's
thing?
the World Olympics, obviously, but every year there's a host country. So I'll give you some stats on some of the viewership in a little bit. We'll get into the viewership in a second. So here's some of the feedback that we received from around the world. So thousands have threatened to boycott the Olympics. Again, it was 5 minutes of 4 hours that basically catapulted this into the atmosphere of holy crap, what the hell is going on right now? So we're going to show you a video in a second of the Tate brothers reacting in Romania at the French embassy. So before I show you that video, here's some just quick feedback from some of the people that have been commenting on the drag queens, the dancers that were basically there for the rendition of Leonardo da Vinci's The Last Supper with Jesus Christ and his 12 apostles, angering many Christians, Catholics, conservatives. Of course, the artistic director, Thomas Joly, claimed our subject was not to be subservice, basically disrespectful. Yeah. We wanted to talk about diversity, but can you speak about diversity without the LGB, the G, the T? We'll see what happens with that. So here's some of the feedback that we received from different people out there. Remember Harrison Butker? Yeah. He's the kicker from the Chiefs that basically made a name for himself at the Catholic University ceremony. Yeah. He said, you can read this now.
He said, "Be not deceived, God is not mocked. For what things a man shall sow, those also shall he reap. For he that soweth in his flesh, of the flesh also shall reap corruption. But he that soweth in the Spirit, of the Spirit shall reap everlasting." Galatians 6:7-8.
Hey, I'm glad you got that Galatians. So it's pretty good. So this is Harrison Butker. Just a quick little feedback to that. Here's some other feedback from other world and U.S. leaders regarding the Last Supper rendition. So you have the House Speaker, Mike Johnson, says that it was shocking and insulting to Christian people around the world. Marjorie Taylor Greene, who's obviously a conservative, MAGA Republican from Georgia, she described the event as satanic, trans, and occult. Damn. Italy's Deputy Prime Minister Matteo Salvini, he says the opening of the Olympics, opening up the ceremony by insulting billions of Christians was a pretty bad start. We cannot recognize that. French politician Marion Maréchal asserted to all the Christians of the world, it is not France that is speaking, but a left-wing minority ready for any provocation. So that's what world leaders, diplomats, political people had to say. And then here's Andrew Tate, who's one of the loudest people against this LGBT agenda. Here's him and Tristan basically outside the French embassy, I believe, in Romania, having a conversation with reporters and protesters alike. Go ahead.
Boycott the Olympics.
Firstly, they're not sorry. This was signed off on. And to sit here and let France mock the country, mock your religion, make fun of every single thing you feel holy. This is the Last Supper. Yeah. This is everything holy about Christianity. And we say absolutely nothing about it and say, oh, you cannot even complain. Yeah. What are we doing wrong by saying that this is disgusting? Yeah. This is not art.
Say it louder, Andrew.
So
he's right.
Obviously, I mean, this, you're talking about somebody who has converted to Islam, but his brother is still a Christian. Very interesting dynamic that they have going on out there. But to get out of his house is to basically have a sign boycotting this. He feels a certain type of way. Also, there's a tech company. A tech company pulls their advertising after opening the ceremony displayed deemed to be anti-Christian. They pulled... was it Samsung? This was a Mississippi-based telecommunications company. C Spire pulled its advertising from the Olympics after the Paris 2024 opening ceremonies depiction of the Last Supper. You're saying that Samsung also did something?
Yeah, I saw an article that Samsung dropped out too.
Samsung? Really? Didn't see that one coming right there. So this costs you money. This costs you viewership.
No official announcement, but there's been whispers. I mean, not. It's all right, Samsung. Okay. I'll still buy your products.
I'm going to give you my feedback in a second, and then I want to get your feedback. But let me give you the flip side, because certain people actually enjoyed this ceremony and actually had high praise for what was going on. So it's interesting, different strokes for different folks. Yeah. We're not here to basically saying, shame on you, shame on you, shame on you. We're saying, yeah, I hear you. I'll reserve my comment in a second. But there's some people that actually thought that was a great idea. Do we have the video of Emmanuel Macron? Oh, no. Emmanuel Macron? Yes. He is the French president. He had some things to say. Wait till you see this video.
I want to hear.
So,
you want me to play it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Bravo aux artistes, aux organisateurs, aux policiers, aux administratifs, à tous les ministères impliqués, aux volontaires. Voilà, et du ministère de l'Intérieur et tous les services.
Bravo, you make a France shine.
Un immense bravo, on est super fiers. Vous avez fait rayonner la France. Bravo!
Bravo! Bravo! Great job. So no big deal right there. By the way, Jill Biden had some nice things to say. The First Lady, who's still the First Lady, by the way. I don't know if you know that.
I like this
she praises the Olympics opening ceremony as spectacular.
Of course she did.
So the rain did not dampen our spirits because it was raining for the first hour. I believe every step of the way I was thinking to myself, oh my God, oh my God. How are we going to top this? So she enjoyed it right there. And then you have Whoopi Goldberg from The View. I know you're a big fan of The View.
Yeah.
Can't watch it, can't stand it, can't stand ya.
Big fan.
But here's Whoopi Goldberg saying, oh, if you don't like it, just stop watching. Okay, well,
okay, Whoopi.
Kind of what they don't want for viewership. Play this clip.
They paying her good. Stop it, Whoopi.
Go ahead.
For folks to think about doing. If you're not happy with something and it bothers you, don't take 20 hours to write an email.
Why?
Just turn the TV off.
Why?
Watch something else.
Why? That's terrible
advice. Put the newspaper
advice.
down. Don't look at the pictures. These are choices. You know, we're back to this thing. These are our choices. You have the ability. Forget what Instagram is telling you. If you don't like it, go to something else. You don't have to stay. You have it in your power to make the change.
So that's unfortunately what may happen with the Olympics is the Olympics is a time and place where people should be coming together, celebrating sport, celebrating triumph, celebrating all the greatness that can come from the human endeavor of athletes. And here you got Whoopi being like, if you don't like certain stuff, just look away. You know, that's sort of the antithesis of what you actually want. You want viewership here. You shouldn't do anything to offend people. Yeah. But the numbers are telling a different story here. So how do you think the numbers did for this Olympics so far? For the opening ceremony, do you think it did better than 4 years ago? Worse? What's your take?
I'm going to guess the opposite. I'm thinking it did better only because people wanted to see what it turned out to be.
Okay.
Now, do I think it's probably going to go down? Yeah. Or it could go up based on people like, how worse can it get? You know, just based on people watching. But
well, here's some stats for you. Can we show this article right here? The Paris Olympics opening ceremony viewership sees gold medal results for NBC Universal with huge rise from the Tokyo Olympics. The Paris Olympics ceremony attracted nearly 29 million viewers, which is a 60% increase from the 2021 Tokyo Olympics. 17 million viewers. NBC and Peacock's total audience delivery reached 28.6 million, an 8% rise over the 2016 Rio opening ceremony, with an additional 666,000 viewers from Telemundo Deportes. So people tuned in. The Paris opening Olympics ceremony became the most streamed event in Peacock history with 2.5 million viewers.
I believe
so. It seems like there's people upset about it, right? Not happy with this. But then it seems like, well, the vast majority of people were like, nah, I'm here for the entire 4-hour show. The 5 minutes, it was bothersome, maybe to some people, but I'm not going to let that outshine the 4 hours of what was apparently a good show. Now, I watched none of it. I only watched the few minutes that I saw in the chat. What's your take on all this, Nat?
It's sad. You know, this is an opportunity for everyone around the world to really come together and celebrate some of the skills from all these different countries and all these different people, and to, you know, make the opening show kind of like, you know, making fun of all the diversity that's taking place today. We are very separated right now, and this just shows you exactly where we're at in the world. You know, this is what's being marketed about. Hey, we're going to put this show together to market all the amazing skills and all these talents all around the world. How does this even coincide with what we're even doing at this event? It's disturbing, it's sad, and unfortunate as it is, and it's getting views, people are probably watching to see what more can they do to ruin something so great. You know, this is a place where people are coming to, you know, be united in a place where we're probably the most divided right now, the place where we're all sitting different countries in one room, we're watching from different TVs, and we're being made fun of. There's people blue running around with their penises hanging out. Like, it's unacceptable. It's uncomfortable. How do you sit there and put your children through something like this and say, hey, sweetie, you know, you want to be an Olympic gold medalist? Look at the show that they put on for you before you go up there and you show your skills to represent your country. It's disturbing. It's disgusting. It's unfortunate. And honestly, it's just ruining the rep for those actual transgender people who go through the full process and that whole community. There's so many people today who are, yeah, you know, I don't have a problem really with gay people. I actually don't mind them. You know, I got gay friends, and yeah, I've got a few trans friends, and now people hate that whole community. Anytime they see gay people, they're like, oh, gay people, and they associate with this behavior, and it's a shame. And I personally haven't even taken the time to genuinely sit down and watch the whole thing, because the clips that I've seen from it, it's just disturbing. It's disgusting. I go to church on Sundays and I look at the altar and I go on the internet and I see this and I'm like, how did this even come together on point? I want to know who's paying who and how much is being paid for what. You're ruining everybody's time and a lot of the community for what? A paycheck? For views? For money? That's all it takes? Like, what value do you actually bring other than you're just doing it for views? I don't know. It's disturbing. It's disgusting. And the more I see stuff like this, the more I can't help but have a taste in my mouth about certain people in this community.
Okay. Well, taste in your mouth, don't put that there too long. So I totally understand what you're saying. So here's how I would break this down. You know, you're going to the Olympics. Everyone's competing. Now, the objective is to win, right? So what's the opposite of winning? Losing. So what I would tell anybody out there is, okay, yeah, win. Of course, do your best to win. That's what you're doing. But also don't make an effort to lose. Don't shoot yourself in the foot. Don't make any mistakes. Don't do anything to lose the game. Don't do anything to lose the audience. So here's my recommendation for the Olympics, as I know they're huge fans of the SOSCAST. You didn't win. You went out of your way to lose. What do I mean? So this is a 4-year event. Every 4 years, you're bringing the world together, literally.
Yes.
You're bringing all types of people, backgrounds, ethnicities, genders, religions, countries, all people around the world, all sorts of people together. Cool. Also, when you're bringing people together, you're also bringing families together. You're bringing parents together, you bring kids together, you bring grandparents together, you're bringing families together. Are you not mindful that a lot of the kids that are going to be watching this are going to be under 18, they're going to be kids, they're going to be children. Parents are going to watch the opening with the Olympics with their kids. And this is how your reflection to this. So you didn't win, but now you're going out of your way to lose an audience. Parents are saying, what the hell's going on here? You know, there's a guy, Ali London, who was a LGBT advocate. He was on the PBD podcast, I don't know, 6 months ago. So he said, France has fallen. That's what he tweeted. So here's my recommendation to the T community. Because, you know, this isn't so much LGB, this is a lot of T. Because there's a lot of gay people that are like, no, this isn't what we do here. This is not us. There's a lot of lesbians that are like, nah, I'm into girls and I'm into women. That's what I'm into. It's the T stuff that gets people very confused, especially the kids. So France, a country formed on Judeo-Christian values. America, a country formed on Judeo-Christian values. Imagine if this were, so they disrespected the Last Supper. Imagine if they disrespected Islam. What kind of ramifications or reverberations would we have if they disrespected Muhammad? I think we all know the answer to that. But Christians, and Pat says this all the time, this is me from being an innocent bystander here, maybe a little too tolerant with this. Hold on, what are you talking about right here? What are we going to do here? Because you don't necessarily need to abide or honor or respect my religion. Just don't disrespect.
Right.
So now you're disrespecting intentionally the Last Supper. Okay. So that's one thing. I should be tolerant of this. Yeah. I don't know about that. But then just March 31st, April 1st, right around that day, there was a little holiday called Easter. Oh. And on Easter, it also was Transgender Day of Visibility.
Because we can't see them.
Easter.
Big ass motherfuckers.
This is what you're doing on Easter. Okay, so now you're going out of your way to do this. You know, Jill Biden, I brought up the fact that she was proud and happy at the Olympics. Now, I remember when they did a Christmas skit here, it was Vinny and the crew, about the LGBT agenda that was going on at the White House. And it was all literally the LGBT alphabet people running around the White House, running amok, showing the beautiful nativity scene of Christmas. So now these are, and this is, dude, coming from a Jew, I got no horse in this race, but I will call out disrespect when I see it. So now this is the Last Supper of Jesus, disrespect. Gross. This is Easter, which is he has risen, disrespect. Jesus. This is Christmas, the birth of Jesus. It's just more disrespect. So I'm saying, how much more are people going to take it? Now, I'm not saying that people need to go out there and do anything, but at some point, how much disrespect can a certain group take? Because it seems like you can keep going and pushing and pushing and pushing the Christians out there. And what are they going to do? Mm-hmm. I don't know. It's a little bit of a problematic. And here's my last point. I notice a lot of men, the PBDs of the world, the Andrew Tates of the world, the Vinnies of the world saying, yeah, I don't play this game. I don't see a lot of women standing up here. And I say this all the time. Men are a little bit more disagreeable than women. No, I don't play that game, bro. No. What do you mean? You're going to do what? Whereas women are a little more inclusive. Oh, no, it's okay. DEI, it's fine. So mothers, females out there, this is a lot of times what we have these conversations in the SOSCAST, like when we have Laura Padrina on or something, it's like, you guys need to speak up more because the guys are going to do their part, but the ladies kind of got to step up their game as well. But this, unfortunately, has ruined the reputation of the Olympics. Yeah. So the Olympics was supposed to be an amazing opportunity to showcase the greatest athletes in the world, and now we're talking about the trans agenda being a part of the Olympics. The Olympics! Jeez. Do better. Okay. So, I got some stats for you. Stats. So, stats. So, here's how I want to start this. So, we just talked about the LGBT Olympics and basically how what happened in the opening ceremony has basically hijacked what was supposed to be an amazing showcase of greatness and sport in the Olympics. So, the LGBT Last Supper gets implanted into the Olympics. Everyone's going crazy. So I come back and I think, all right, viewership all-time high, but complaints also all-time high. What's actually going on here? So I wanted to actually see some stats of like, how comfortable are people with these drag shows that are going on in America and around the world? Oh. Pretty interesting. So the Olympics, if you didn't see the last segment here, basically the opening ceremony was 4 hours, was hijacked for 5 minutes of the LGBT trans supper. Can we just play that video again real quick of the actual Olympic opening ceremony?
I think we got it.
Start that at the beginning.
I think I got it.
In the middle, because everything's inclusive. So I said, let me do a little stats. Let me do a little research. How comfortable are people at these drag shows? Because in South Beach in Miami, where I live, there's actually a famous bar on Ocean Drive.
I think we've seen it during volleyball.
Where they do drag lunches every Sunday. I've actually never been.
We saw it, I think.
I go to Mango's, where I got the big booty Latinas out there. That's where I go.
You showed me there.
But, hey, different strokes for different folks. But when you start having kids involved in the show, parents, what are you doing? So here's some stats for you, Nat, if you want to help me out. Alejandra, if you want to help me out here.
Let's see.
Percentage of Democrats who have been to a drag show, percentage of Republicans who've attended a drag show. What's your guess? Who's been to more, Republicans or Democrats?
I think the Democrats have
been
to
so
more.
Democrats, what percentage have been to a drag show versus a Republican?
I would say like maybe 60 to 70% of Democrats.
Okay.
And then Republicans, like 10 to 12. Okay,
so you were close on the Republicans. So 15% of Republicans have attended a drag show. 15%.
Yeah, okay.
32%
of Democrats
have attended.
Okay.
So almost double.
Yeah.
It's a double amount. That's 1/3 of Democrats. It's a lot.
Too much.
It's a little, doing too much.
Doing too much.
What percentage of Americans do you think support banning drag shows entirely? Like, nah, we're not doing this. Banning entirely.
I would say that same 15%, no?
Okay, you're not wrong. 17%.
Okay, go
So
ahead.
now, I will, enter right now and saying, we have the First Amendment, freedom of expression, freedom of religion, freedom of assembly.
Put them in a circus.
Yeah.
It is a circus.
They look like circus creatures.
Hey, yo.
I'm sorry.
It's not illegal, is all I'm saying.
Sure.
So, but 17 Americans say that you should ban it completely. What percentage of Americans believe that people of all ages should be allowed to attend drag shows?
I don't even want to know.
2%.
0%.
What's the
please.
Number? 2%?
I'm going to go with 0 because that's what I'm praying for.
25% of Americans believe that people of all ages should be allowed to attend drag shows.
For what?
That's a little too high, America.
For what?
What
value would you get out of there other than excessive boobs and butt and makeup and maybe some humor?
I don't see humor.
We all need a laugh.
Yeah, but that's a different
what percentage of Republicans favor banning drag shows entirely? Specifically, Republicans. So we all said that 17% of Americans support banning drag shows entirely. What percentage of Republicans specifically?
That want a ban? What was your question?
What percent of Republicans support banning drag shows?
Oh, like 70 or
25%.
Yeah, I was going to say like the same 15, 20.
Okay, but the reason why is because Republicans also believe in limited government and live in overreach and freedom of expression. So there's that balance right there of like, there's nothing illegal about this, but I just don't want the kids showing up here.
Yeah. Fair. 18 and older. I mean.
What percentage of Democrats say that drag shows should be banned entirely?
10.
Like 5%, 10%?
8%.
I knew it.
8% of Democrats.
I'm telling you, I've been knowing you people out here. Behave. Ridiculous.
Okay. Now, what percentage of Republicans think that drag shows should be limited to adults only?
What percent of Americans?
Percentage of Republicans. Limited to adults only.
I would say maybe like 7%.
7? That's it? 7? Republicans?
That should ban it?
Yes.
Okay. I would say the same, like 20%.
58% of Republicans think that drag shows should be limited to just adults. Point is, there's different opinions, but clearly the Republicans feel stronger against this than the Democrats.
They should.
So I said, okay, where are we at in America right now politically? Because this isn't necessarily a political show. We talk about culture. We talk about following the money. We talk about relationships, men and women. But there's also, hey, America, can we all just get along? Why are we so divided? Well, there's actually some stats out there that show just how far apart Americans, Republicans, and Democrats have gotten to. Would you pull up this stat real quick? So here's the U.S. political attitudes by party leaning scale of 0 to 10. So this is an interesting dynamic here. So I'm going to break this down real quick.
Okay.
So obviously the left is blue,
Yes.
Democrat, and the right, Republican, is red.
Red.
So there's 4 different scenarios here. There's 1994, which Bill Clinton was the president. There's 2004, which George W. Bush was the president. And there's 2017, where Donald Trump was the president. They don't have data of 2024 yet, but that's coming.
Got it.
But we're going to make an assumption, a guesstimation of where we think it's headed. So
Red is
1
higher.
through 10, 0 through 10. So 0, 1 would be as liberal as it gets.
Okay.
9, 10 would be as conservative as it gets. If you go back to 1994, let's break down this number.
Yeah.
The average liberal was basically a 5 out of 10, almost a moderate, a liberal, a classic liberal, a Bill Maher-esque, Chris Cuomo-esque liberal.
Okay.
Right?
Would
The-
that be where you
Be
would
a 5.
be?
Yes,
Okay.
exactly.
Okay, that's where you would be.
Now, the average conservative, so in 1994, this would have been a George H.W. Bush.
Yeah.
This would have been maybe a Pat Buchanan type. This would have been a Bob Dole-esque type figure. They were a 6 out of 10, the average Republican.
Okay.
So
Pretty close.
when you say a classic Democrat liberal and a classic conservative Republican, dude, they're only one number away, 5 and 6. So that's how things were able to get done. Hey, let's compromise a little bit. Yeah, I want to get this done. I want to get this done. There weren't polarization on each side pulling them apart. But by 2004, what happened by 2004? Bill Clinton was almost impeached over the Monica Lewinsky thing. That was in 1999, 2000. 2000 election, George W. Bush defeats Al Gore. 2004, George W. Bush is reelected, beats John Kerry. The country starts to get a little more fragmented. But also George W. Bush had very, very low polling rates coming into the second term. Why? Because 9/11 happened. There was wars in
Right.
Afghanistan, wars in Iraq. So it's interesting what happened here. The Democrats went from a 5 to what number, Nat? To a 4.
To a 4.
So the Democrats got a little bit more liberal. Now, what's interesting about the conservatives is the conservatives went from a 6 to what number?
To
a 5.
Yeah.
So even the conservatives were like, all right, we'll meet you halfway.
Yeah.
So the Democrats went from essentially a 5 to a 4. The conservatives went from a 6 to a 5. They moved one spot over.
Right.
Now, here's what's interesting.
Shit.
Obama shows up 08. Trump shows up 2016. Oh my God, does the game change?
Yeah.
Now, conservatives were consistently at basically about a 6. Now, in 2017, what number were they at, Nat?
More like 6.5.
6.5, 7.
7, yeah.
So they haven't moved too far to the right. They're there.
Yeah.
But where do the liberals go?
All
What's
the
the
way
number?
to the 2.
Liberals went from a 5
To a 2.
to a 4 to a 2. So the liberals have gone so far left when Republicans have gone just a little bit to the right. So you have the Republicans, you have the conservatives being like, yo, what is going on here? And the liberals, the progressives, like, yeah, what do you mean? Boys can, of course, be girls. What are you talking about?
Help.
Uterus is called the front hole now. What? Mothers are now called birthing people. I want to be identified by my proper pronoun.
Jeez.
What's happening right here? Hey, gays for Gaza. Well, there's a lot of people out there being like, guys, what is happening right now?
Help. We need
So
help.
the stats basically show Republicans feel a certain type of way over the drag shows. But that's one component here. But overall, what's the message here? Wow. The left has
Separation.
gone super far left.
Yeah.
And the right has stayed consistently sort of to the right.
Yeah.
Now, what's the cause and causation of all this? Cause and effect. Did Obama pull people to the left? Well, it would seem so. Did Trump pull people to the right? Not as much.
Yeah.
Trump more pushed people to the left.
Yeah.
Basically, Trump showed us up.
he
Up.
did.
Trump is not an ideologue.
Yeah.
He's not like, this is what I stand for. He's like, okay, this is going on here.
Yeah.
But people reacted so much
They went
to what
left.
Trump's antics were that they just ran to the left. And this is unfortunately where the Democratic Party is today.
Yep.
Whereas you have a lot of common sense people, those 4, 5, 6s, who are like, dude, I was cool with the 4, 5 stuff, the 6
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, but now I'm definitely on the 6 side.
Yeah.
Definitely not on the 2 side.
Yeah.
And this is where I find myself these days.
Yeah.
I've consistently been a 5. All right, I can see some of this stuff. I can see some of this stuff. But I'm way closer to a 7 than I am to a 2. And there's a lot of common sense people basically saying, yeah, I don't know what's going on here, Democratic Party, but I didn't sign up for this DEI, ESG, woke, LGBT, alphabet soup nonsense. Sorry, thanks for playing. Well, so we're going to see what happens here with the Kamala Trump thing. But Kamala, she's, and this is my opinion, but, fact check this, probably the most liberal presidential candidate we're probably ever going to have.
For sure. For sure. Do you remember what was the one thing that kind of made you like stop in your tracks and say, whoa, I actually don't agree with the left side? Was there one thing that really swayed you to kind of stay more center right during these from 1994 to 2017? So
I think I've always just been in the center. I think I was
But you're saying you're more to the 6,
because
7s today.
They say, facts don't care about your feelings and don't believe your lying eyes. But, I have eyes. I can see what's happening right now. JFK, that's the reason that I was identifying more as a Democrat back in the day was my dad was a huge JFK guy. Where do you think JFK would be on this scale, 5, 6, 7 scale? Where do you think JFK would be?
4, 5.
Probably a
3.
6, probably a 7.
Yeah?
That's where I'm at. So he's certainly not a 4. Ask not what you can do, what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country. Bill Clinton, where would Clinton be in 1994? Basically a 5 or a 6. That's where he was. But the Democratic Party today of Kamala Harris, a 2? Nah, bro, I'm good.
Jeez.
I'm good.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of like-minded people. I'm going to send you a quick video. And this sort of sums up what I think a lot of people are saying. So, Nat, where do you see yourself on this 1 through 10 scale while I send this over to...
I definitely see myself, today, definitely more in the 6, 7, with seeing the Olympics, 10.
Oh, really?
I'm like super turned off. Yeah, it just, you see the stuff that takes place, on that side, and you can't help but like run the other way. So I can see why even, on the last chart, they ran the other way because Trump was there because that's what they didn't want. Now I'm seeing this stuff and it's making me run the other way.
Yep.
It makes me like scared. I'm genuinely scared. Like what more can they do?
Well, you don't have kids. I don't have kids. I have a nephew, right? And all my best friends have kids.
And nephews.
So, I have the luxury of being like, well, I don't have to worry about anything. Well, actually I do.
Yeah.
I don't want my nephew being indoctrinated like this.
Sister.
I don't want my best friend's kids getting indoctrinated like this. I have nephews. I have cousins. I have like little kids out there.
Yeah.
So, the famous thing, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice. Can't get fooled again. Shame on me, right?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people that got fooled in 2016. There's a lot of people that got fooled in 2020. There's a lot of people that aren't going to make that mistake again. Okay. Here's the last part of this little segment. Here's this guy saying, oh, hey, MAGA, I got some news for you guys out there.
Oh, no.
Listen to what I have to say. Watch this clip.
Yeah, this message is to all you Trump supporters, all you MAGA people. I have one thing to say to you. I'm sorry. Sorry that I bought into all the bullshit that the media was feeding to me for all those years.
Good for you.
Sorry for thinking that you guys were the enemy, when really you are trying to protect this country. The past 3 years, the past 4 years have been horrific. You can't buy food. Gas prices are ridiculous.
Good for you.
And our cities are looking like fucking slums. Elect Kamala Harris, who's actually in charge of the border now. Yeah, no, sorry. I bought into all the bullshit. Not this time. Another thing, as a gay man, I'm over this fucking gay woke agenda bullshit, because that's not what the gay community is. Sorry, it is not. What they're pushing on TV is some sadistic shit. And as somebody who has a nephew who's in kindergarten, the last thing I want is for my nephew to think that if he... You already know where I'm going with this, right? That's some bullshit. That, in my opinion, is some bullshit that they're doing with the kids. It has to stop. It has to stop, because it's giving gay people a bad name. Gay people who don't want any part in that.
Exactly.
I don't even go to gay pride anymore because it's disgusting. Gay pride used to be fun. Gay pride used to be a kiki. We used to that, but basically turned into a fucking sex fest. It's disgusting, and it does not represent me.
Tell him.
In one bit. I was told that if I vote for Trump, that my rights as a gay man would be taken away, and I would be set back 100 years. And can you show me where Trump said that?
Yeah. Tell him.
You know the response I got? Fuck you. Crazy liberal shit.
Yep.
So, again, to all the MAGA people, you have a new person on board with you. Trump 2024. Let's get this fucking country back in order. Thank you.
Gave me goosebumps.
So,
I love
how many people out there are like that guy?
So many. At least the gays that I know.
Okay, I'm not even gays. Just people in general that were like, yo, yeah, I wasn't feeling Trump in 2016. It wasn't for me.
Yeah.
Cool, he came in, Mexicans are rapists, they're doing the drug dealings, the good people on both sides. Everything, all, you know, people are like, well, it turns out, oh, the Russiagate, you know, walls are racist. All these people fell for it. I get it. Okay, you know who was one of those people that actually condemned Trump? A guy by the name of J.D. Vance. You know who's J.D. Vance? Trump's running mate now in 2024. Yeah. So just how different the world has gone. Now, what's the reason that Trump would select someone like J.D. Vance, who openly criticized Trump and he said, I'm a never Trumper? Yeah. It's because he can evolve. That if this guy can evolve, if you can evolve, if I can evolve, if J.D. Vance can evolve, if Elon Musk can evolve, if Joe Rogan can evolve, none of the people I just named voted for Trump in 2016. Yep. Facts. Yep. But there's a lot of people in 2024 they're like, yo, I can't. The whole 5, 6, 2, 3, you guys are 2s now. When I was used to be a Democrat, you were a 5. You know, they said something like, you got to hold the center. The center holds. If everyone's an extremist on the right or an extremist on the left, what kind of opportunities do we have here? That's what causes a civil war. Yeah. By the way, see what's going on in Venezuela right now. Not a pretty situation. So shout out to this guy. Shout out to J.D. Vance. Shout out to the people that are like, I don't know what's going on here, because facts don't care about your feelings. The numbers don't lie. The Democratic Party has shifted so far left from a 5 to a 4 to a 2. When you have the Republican Conservative Party, they're like, yo, I'm a 6, maybe a 7. That's where I'm at. Yeah. So the choice is yours, as I say. The stats don't lie. The numbers don't lie. And the facts don't care about your feelings. You guys let me know what you think. Go ahead. So moving right along.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good. We need more people like this. We need people to come out and just say what the truth is. And it's okay. It's okay to evolve. I think that needs to be welcomed. I don't think that's welcomed a lot on the internet today. I think what you say on the internet is what it is, and you can't go back and change it. But when you see things like this, you know, you see people evolve, and there's beauty in that. So keep it coming, guys.
There it is.
Yeah, they use social media as they supposed to use it.
Yes.
For this type of things.
Yeah, it's true.
All right, moving on. Next topic. So can you imagine Candace Owens on The View? Yes. Can you imagine Candace Owens replacing The View?
Yes.
Could you imagine Candace Owens being on mainstream media?
Yeah.
You can? Well, I fully disagree with you.
She would be like, everybody stop talking.
Yeah. So I saw this article. This is a recent article that just came out here.
ABC announces Candace Owens' show to replace The View in a morning slot.
By the way, when did that article come out?
That came out published July 26th.
Okay, so this was just recently.
Yeah.
I said, what?
Yeah.
Is this a real thing?
I see it.
Read the follow-up right there. The post garnered.
The post garnered makes reaction from commentators with some showing of their support to the political commentator and their disdain for the talk show.
Yeah, okay. So I'm like, what is ABC? Candace? This can't be real. What's going on right here?
Oh yeah.
So go to the article real quick. And if you scroll down, you'll basically find out that scroll up. Okay. This has been labeled as satire. I was like, oh, you got me. Fell for it. But you didn't really get me, because I didn't necessarily believe that was going to happen. You got Nat, though.
I mean, I could see her coming in and be like, everybody get out. I'm doing this now.
No. And
taking over.
So this actually be a pretty serious topic right here about what Candace just basically went sort of back and forth with Cardi B. Is actually a pretty serious topic. But here's the reason why the mainstream media is not going to have a disruptor, a non-establishment type person like Candace Owens on a legacy media platform. They're just not going to do it. Right. Here's prime example number 1. So there was a situation where a police officer went into this woman's house. Her name was Sonya Massey. Do we have that video, by the way? So let's show the video first, and then we'll show Candace's reaction, and then we'll show Carter's reaction.
Got it.
So here's what happened right here. So Sonya Massey, she was a black woman shot dead in her home.
Oh my God.
Here's the video right here. So she called the police to report noises outside of her home. By the way, is there an option to play this a little bit faster or no?
Let me see.
Okay.
Yeah. No.
Okay. So go ahead, play the video. Guys, by the way, brace for impact right here. This is actually very serious. Go ahead.
Black woman is about to be shot by the police. She'll call for help.
So what'd you hear?
Somebody outside.
So she calls the police saying that, yo, there's somebody outside my house. It's an intruder. I don't know what's going on here. But there's more to the story. She hears these people outside. They're like, yeah, we checked your house. We checked the backyard. We've checked everything in the neighborhood. I don't see anything. You're good.
Nobody's out here.
Now they come to find out that she's a paranoid schizophrenic. She's seeing things.
Okay. All right. Doing all right mentally?
So they know that already, and they start asking, hey, are you okay mentally? What's going on here? So, hey, by the way, can we see some ID? Here's what's going on here. They go inside the house. She can't find her ID. Right?
Yeah. I'm scared.
So, as she's looking for her ID,
I'll get out of your hair.
he says, look, just show me your ID. I'll get out of here. No big deal. But she then goes to say, hey, oh, by the way, hold on. I have a pot of boiling water on the stove. I don't need a fire right here. Let me go ahead and take care of this real quick. Here's where things get very weird.
Is she throwing the pot
Watch
on
this.
him?
Watch this.
Hot? Away from your hot steaming water.
Away from the hot steaming water?
Yeah.
Oh, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus.
I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. He's like, what?
No, that's where I got all you drink your face.
Oh my God.
Drop the pot.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Shots fired. Shots fired. Shots fired.
All right. Wow. That's a little much. Wow.
So, is there anything you think we can do for her? No. All right. I'm not even going to waste my med stuff then.
Oh my God.
What else do we do?
All right. That was like a little too much though.
No, this is, I told you to
That's
brace
too
for
much.
this is insane.
That's too much, buddy.
So he has pleaded not guilty.
Not guilty.
So
He done shot this lady in her house.
thank you. We'll pause it right there. Obviously a wild, tragic scenario. She called the cops.
Yeah.
And the cops that she called killed her. Now, here's what I've learned in my day of whether it's George Floyd, whether it's Michael Brown, whether it's the kid in Wisconsin that was out there that killed two people, that the young white kid. Never jump to conclusions.
Right.
Find out exactly what happened here. Don't jump to conclusions.
Right.
Let's see the facts that come out here. So Candace, an opportunist nonetheless.
Of course.
She says, here's my opinion on this.
Oh.
Now, do we have the clip of what Candace had to say?
Yeah.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Of course, as I have said since the beginning of time, there are mistakes that police officers are human beings. There are mistakes that happen, and the idea that now you're going to use this situation, and all the usual suspects are already involved, we know that Attorney Crump is already involved, to then try to make Black Americans believe that this happened simply because she was Black is pointedly ridiculous. So I am saying to Black Americans today, do not take this bait. Yes, what happened in this situation, I think he's going to have a very hard time, this officer, saying that he absolutely felt so threatened by boiling water that the only solution was for him to mindfully say, I'm going to shoot you in the face, and that's what he did. I think that's going to be a very steep hill to climb. But the reaction from Black America cannot be exactly what they want. There is a reason that whoever is in control of Joe Biden's account instantly tweeted about this, okay? It's because they think we're stupid. They think we're emotional. I think that we always respond illogically and emotionally, and that it's an easy way for them to shore up votes by saying, oh, look, forget.
Okay. So whether you agree with her or not, she states her opinion, she gives her assessment, but she says it pretty eloquently. Hey, this is what's going to happen right now. Whether you agree with what happened or not, I don't think that he shot her because she was Black. I think he shot her because he felt endangered, but he's going to have to face the ramifications of what the Justice Department will basically do to a situation like this. Now, she had a pot of boiling water. Is that justification to shooting somebody? I don't know.
I don't think
My gut
so.
instinct is hell no, you don't shoot. We've also learned that when an officer shoots, they're supposed to shoot to kill. This lady wasn't going to kill you, officer.
Yeah.
But she's saying, look, there's two things can be true at the same time. The officer messed up.
Yeah.
He should be held accountable. We'll see.
Right.
But it didn't do this because he was racist towards the black person. He did this because he would have done it whether it was a white person or an Asian person or a brown person or a black person. He felt threatened.
Yeah.
Two things can be true at once. That's what she's saying. So she's basically saying, black people, don't be emotional.
Yeah.
This is what they want. Don't be stupid. Don't fall for it. This is the reason that the Biden-Harris administration have tweeted this out. They want to play on your emotions. They think that you're emotional. Don't fall for it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's Candace's opinion that I'm summing up. So then you have someone named Cardi B that they've gone back and forth for on certain things.
Right.
Where Cardi B, triggered, emotional.
Yeah, I'm sure. She comes from the slums. She knows what that life.
But this is essentially what she's saying. Candace, don't be like Cardi. So Cardi B slams Candace Owens for insensitive comments on Sonya Massey's murder. I think anybody that has a heart, that has empathy, will be like, dude, I can't believe this freaking just happened.
Yeah.
She's the one, schizophrenic, calls the cops.
Yeah.
And then she's the one that gets shot. Horrible. Horrible. And by the way, I'm not even interpreting Candace as saying that she's on the officer's side.
Yeah.
All she's saying is let the facts play out.
Mm-hmm.
Let the Justice Department figure this thing out. She's just saying, don't fall for the racist BS that it's a white cop and a black woman. Don't fall for it. But here's Cardi B giving her take. You have that audio clip. I believe this is on a Twitter Spaces of her saying, no, I ain't playing this game. Go ahead, Ali.
Here it is.
I believe it starts at
14:07.
14. Go ahead.
And for you to sit here and say that it's like, oh, we cannot blame everything on racial, not everything is racial. I know that this is sad, but this is not something racial. There's more white people that killed by the cops, and it's like, girl, shut up.
So back up a second, because I want to see. She calls out Candace by name, I think at like 1350.
So disturbing about the Sonya Massey case, and it's just like, yo, why you always gotta fuck it up?
So go back.
Why you always gotta fuck it up? Like, why you always got?
Go back to like 1330.
Have said, in the past year or something, she had been saying a lot of things that is
okay,
like,
maybe to 13. Sorry, because I want the audience to hear her call out Candace.
She said something so fucking disturbing about the call out is Candace. Fuck, I can't even say her name. Candace Owens, because she made like such a. It's like, girl, why you always fucking shit up, girl? Like, seriously, why you always fucking shit up? I've been seeing clips of different things that she have said about different topics, and some of the things I'll be like, okay, I will never give you a 10 because I don't like you. I'm never gonna give you a 10 because I don't like you. I give you an 8 or 7 to certain things that you have said. In the past year or something, she had been saying a lot of things that is like, it kind of makes sense, kind of don't, kind of makes sense, kind of don't. But today, she said something so fucking disturbing about the, sorry, I'm choking a little bit. She said something so disturbing about the Sonya Massey case. And it's just like, yo, why you always gotta fuck it up? Why you always gotta fuck it up? Like, why you always gotta take it there? Like, it's like, you always gotta take it there. And it's like, why you gotta take it there? Like, for you to sit here and say that it's like, oh, we cannot blame everything on racial, not everything is racial. I know that this is sad, but this is not something racial. There's more white people that killed by the cops, and it's like, girl, shut up. You don't feel one little bit of empathy, one little bit of sympathy of how this woman died. There was no argument, there was no conflict, there was no raise of voice, and she got shot. And then it's like, okay.
So, listen, I'll let you guys be the judge here. I think we can all agree on a few things. Horrible tragedy that happened to this woman.
Right.
She was hearing things, seeing things.
Poor lady.
Schizophrenic, calls the cops.
For help.
And then she ends up dead. Horrible. But the whole premise of this conversation was Candace Owens on mainstream, on The View, replacing The View? No way. Not on the situations that she talks about. So,
would change.
But also, not everything has to be lockstep with the certain identity politics situation. We just did the episode last week about, all right, like, do whites have to vote for Trump? Do blacks have to vote for Kamala? Do Asians have to vote for Andrew Yang? Do Latinos have to vote for AOC? No. You can vote for who embodies the qualities that you want in a president, that you want in a leader. So this identity politics thing. So essentially, Candace Owens is goes against what a lot of Black people feel, right?
Right.
So Cardi B, emotional. Oh my God, you gotta fuck it up. But what is she screwing up? What is she messing up? She's basically saying, let's not be emotional about this. Let's let the facts come out.
Right.
Because we all saw what happened when people got emotional during George Floyd riots. We all saw what happened when people got emotional. White people got emotional during January 6th, storming the Capitol.
Right.
So don't let the emotions get the best of you. Let's try to be logical right here. So Candace Owens, a little bit more logical of an actor than Cardi B. I think that's the understatement of the year.
Yeah. But I think...
Yeah, your thoughts.
I think Cardi B also, she holds an important place with her voice. She's always been very vocal about whatever is in the news and she wants to talk about. And I think her voice represents a lot of the people in that community, what they think. Like, it allows us to get in the mind of those type of people. And I think it's important that if she's able to maybe educate herself on certain facts and give certain credible areas that she has studied, I think she'd be able to actually make a really big impact. I would love to see us sit down with her and Candace. I would love to see them go back and forth. I would love for Cardi to go and do some research and get some of those facts, because I don't think Cardi B is like a terrible human being. You know, you see a lot of her business put out there and you see the lady struggle, and I don't see her wishing ill will on people. I do think maybe she's not fully educated in certain of the topics that we talk about today that's actually impacting her community in a negative way. But again, that comes also with, I'm sure she has conversations with her team where it's like, Cardi, you don't talk about this, in this interview. You don't say this, you don't say this. And when you're being told not to talk about it, how do you encourage research? How do you encourage conversation? And I think having someone like Cardi B, not just hidden behind a Twitter space, sit down with Candace. Go back and forth with Candace. Share your perspective. You're from the slums. You were in a strip club. You were robbing people of their money. Give us some insight of what that day-to-day looked like. How do you change the world that you came from? And I think that's only going to come from that type of conversation. So as much as, the world, some people don't really like Cardi B, I think she's a voice to be reckoned with. And I think whoever's willing to really sit down with her and not yell at her, but to have that back and forth with her, it could be a really important time and an important conversation for that community. People listen to Cardi B, whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
Either her music or her voice, people listen to her. So if we can get her caught up and educated, that could really, I feel like, help the community that she's really trying to help.
Valid points right there. I think, Cardi B and Candace, just to be clear, one is an intellectual, one who has used her mind, one has used her ability to be an orator and a very skilled debater and commentator to catapult herself to notoriety. One is a former stripper who got a little bit of flow and got some BBL injections that's going on out there, and is just sort of, a WAP ratchet chick. They're two totally different stratospheres of caliber of people. Let's just be clear about that. But that doesn't negate the fact that Cardi B does have an audience, that she does have a voice.
Exactly.
So there's a reason that she sat down with Joe Biden 4 years ago for an interview.
Yeah.
My guess is that she'll probably do something with Kamala, even though she said that she was sitting this election out. Now I feel like she's going to get back into the fold because of Kamala. But if there's a bridging of the gap here between a Cardi B and a Candace Owens, you know who would that be these days?
Who?
Amber Rose.
Oh, Amber Rose.
Because if you watched the RNC,
she's another one,
you had Amber Rose show up, famous for literally being the slut walk girl, dated Kanye.
Yeah.
She's got the Post Malone tattoo on her forehead, whatever's going on there.
Her son's name.
But she sort of got red-pilled by her dad, of all people, I believe. And she shows up at the RNC. And there's a similar theme here where she, just like the guy in the last segment with the gay guy, just like, fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. Yeah, I'm not falling for this time again. Here's Amber Rose at the RNC.
Good for her.
First person I knew who supported Donald Trump was my father. I was shocked. My entire family is racially diverse. And I believed the left-wing propaganda that Donald Trump was a racist. My father said, "No, he's not, Amber. What are you talking about?" And when I insisted, he said, "Prove it." So to prove my father wrong, I did my research and looked into all things Donald Trump. People have to do their research. I watched all the rallies, and I started meeting so many of you, his red hat wearing supporters.
They say, oh, she cute.
I realized Donald Trump and his supporters don't care if you're black, white, gay, or straight. It's all love.
Until you're pregnant and you need to get an abortion, that's where the conversation can get a little slippery right there. So, all right, cool. So you have was she a stripper at one point?
Yeah, I think she danced a little bit. She was in that hip-hop life, that world.
She was about that life. We know that. Anyway, we don't got to go there. We know that she's had a checkered past.
Yeah.
But she's cleaned it up a little bit. Well, sort of.
Good for her. She's using her voice.
Yeah,
and
it's all
she's
good.
somebody who's evolved over the years.
Okay. So what's the connection there is because shortly after that speech, during this whole situation with...
Oh, yeah, I saw this.
With Candace and Cardi, well, Amber goes and sits down on the Candace Owens show.
Exactly my point.
And they have a quick little conversation. Let's play the beginning of that.
Nice. Look at Candace. She's excited.
So excited to have you here. Thanks for joining.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So many things I want to say. I'm going to try to shut up. But the first thing that I want to say is I was so empathetic watching you at the RNC because, first and foremost, your speech was amazing. And I think everybody agreed that your speech was amazing. But I knew what was going to follow immediately after, which was sort of this purity test because I had lived it before. So I was in your shoes. I guess now it's been like 8-9 years ago. And I just realized that everything I was being told was a lie. And it specifically started on the BLM stuff, like on the Black America stuff. And that's all I said. And then my remarks went viral. I was being invited to all these places and I wasn't ready to then have my feet held to the fire about every single position. Well, what has she ever said about pro-life? What has she ever said about this? Is she actually a conservative? I'm like, guys, I'm just saying what I believe in my heart to be true. And now you're trying to put me through a test.
Right.
And that's exactly what happened to you thereafter.
Yeah.
So I guess the first question I just want to ask you is, how are you doing today?
I'm wonderful.
You're good.
Yeah, this isn't the first time I've been canceled or viral or trending on Twitter. You know,
We know.
I've been down this road several times throughout the years. So it's kind of just like, I mean, I slept like a baby this whole week. So
I'm so glad to hear that. So
Yeah.
Okay,
how are
cool.
you feeling?
So look.
Candace is lit up. Candace looks excited for this combo.
Yeah, of course. You know, how many black women, famous black women, are openly supporting Donald Trump?
Yeah.
Not many.
Exactly.
Not many. And I get it. Identity politics, Kamala, black female, you know, especially at the backdrop of this situation with this horrible murder that just happened, this situation, it's tough out there. So the bottom line is this. Don't expect to see Candace Owens on any mainstream platform anytime soon. Certainly not replacing The View or On The View. Aww. By the way, don't expect to see Amber Rose on any of those platforms anytime soon as well.
I don't know.
We shall see.
But
it's a tough situation. We're kind of bringing it all together here. But listen, Candace says things I don't agree with, but I will fully support her right to say what she wants to say.
Right.
Amber Rose certainly does things I don't agree with, but dude, girl, do you. Cardi B does a lot of stuff I don't agree with, but girl, do you. This is the beauty of America. You're allowed to change your positions. You're allowed to have any position you want in America without condemnation or the fear of getting canceled. And that, I think, is the basic premise here, is that say what you want, do what you want. In America today, we should not face the ramifications of saying what's on your mind. And there's only one group that's sort of been dealing with that, and that's the conservatives. So we'll see what happens with Candace and Amber moving right along. So good luck with that.
Cardi B, we'll have you on.
Cardi, come on the show.
Let's talk.
So let's talk a little bit of money.
Yay!
Let's talk a little bit of... Nat tried to make it rain, but...
I can do it like
it didn't happen
like
so
you do it in
fast.
the club.
Oh, okay, we do it in the club. Thank you. So let's talk a little bit of money now. In the spirit of the conversation we were just having about Donald Trump and Candace Owens and what's going on with Tate, all this stuff going on together, the LGBT, the trans, we're going to hone in on what Donald Trump did this past week at the Bitcoin Conference 2024 in Nashville. Now, for the past 5+ years, you know where the Bitcoin Conference has been, Natalia?
Here?
In Miami.
I knew it.
So I've been there filming. Last year we We were invited by the Bitcoin conference there. We had passes to go into the convention center, right? You know, we're right near my house. We saw RFK speak. We saw Tulsi Gabbard. Tulsi Gabbard came right after that to do a podcast with PBD, myself. So then Trump this year gets invited to speak. And you know what Trump did?
Spoke.
He said, I'm going to show up. I'm going to do you. I'm going to do me.
Good.
Here's what happened.
This is from our website.
This is from VT.com.
From
Trump
Connor.
vows to make U.S. the crypto capital of the planet. So Trump unveils his crypto plan at the world's largest Bitcoin conference, Bitcoin 2024 in Nashville. He pledges to make U.S. the crypto capital of the world.
Do the voice.
He committed to creating a crypto advisory board within his first 100 days in the office to ensure transparent regulation, promising to instruct the Treasury Department to cease and desist all steps to shut down a central bank digital currency. Not going to happen. Not going to happen under my watch, is what he said. He also said he's going to, as his first move, fire the SEC chairman, Gary Gensler, to which the crowd went wild. Trump promoted himself as the crypto president and pledged to create a strategic national Bitcoin stockpile and prevent a central bank digital currency. Here's him speaking at the Bitcoin conference in Nashville 2024. Go ahead.
Hello, Bitcoiners. Thank you very much. Hello. It's good to be with you. It's good to be with you. If crypto is going to define the future, I want to be mined, minted, and made in the USA. It's going to be. It's not going to be made anywhere else. And if Bitcoin is going to the moon, as we say, it's going to the moon, I want America to be the nation that leads the way. And that's what's going to happen.
Space Force.
You're
Space
going
Force.
to be very happy with me. Bitcoin is not threatening the dollar. The behavior of the current U.S. government is really threatening the dollar. So on day one, I will fire Gary Gensler and appoint
Watch the crowd. Watch the crowd right here.
SEC chairman.
Fire him. His pause.
I didn't know he was that unpopular. This country is going to go into a depression, the likes of what you had in
he riled up the crowd.
Good.
Now, you know, I had a good friend that was there. My best friend, Adrian was there. Because, you know, he's real big
everywhere.
in the crypto space. This guy's everywhere.
Yeah. Oh, Rand.
I said, by the way, Adrian produces the show Crypto Banter with Rand. Here's what he tweeted out for the show. He said, free Ross on day one. That's Ross Ulbricht. That's the Silk Road guy. Fire Gary Gensler on day one. Legislation written by crypto-friendly people within 100 days. Not sell the U.S. Bitcoin Reserve, hold a U.S. strategic Bitcoin Reserve, end Operation Choke Point, make the U.S. the most crypto-friendly place in the world, reduce electricity costs, and increase availability. Your move, Democrats, is what Rand had to say. But Adrian, I said, give me your assessment. We're good on that. I said, give me your three biggest takeaways. He's there. This is a guy that worked in media, CNN, MSNBC, a handful of other things. Vice. He's been around the block, but a registered Republican, but very moderate. That's the best way to put it. But he's a libertarian, very pro crypto. I said, give me your rundown.
Yeah.
He said, okay, I got you. He said, number one, legitimacy. This was monumental for the legitimacy of the crypto industry. To have the former president of the United States, Donald Trump, and the current leading candidate for president show up to the Bitcoin conference and say, I'm with you, Bitcoin, was huge.
Huge.
Is what he said. By the way, it wasn't just Trump that was there. RFK was also there, as well as a few dozen sitting Congress members and senators who either spoke or were courting the crypto vote. Basically, they're like, yo, these guys, they got power.
Yeah.
They got money. Let's try to go get this vote. So Trump showed up. Trump, if anything, he's an opportunist and he's a capitalist.
Yeah.
So he shows up. I love you, Bitcoiners. I'm going to be the most Bitcoin president you've ever seen. Okay. By the way, 2016, 2020, Trump was not feeling crypto, was not feeling Bitcoin. He said very disparaging remarks on it. It's a sham. It's never gonna replace the dollar. All of a sudden, he's like, "I love you, Bitcoin." Okay, Trump, he's evolving.
Yeah. He about that money. Money.
So that's number one, legitimacy. Number two, the crypto vote is powerful and rich. So, and they were a political force to be reckoned with. They donated hundreds of millions of dollars to lobbying efforts to get the adaptation of the crypto industry within, legitimizing it within the industry. The crypto industry, I think they said some stats, represents 175 million people all around the world and 50 million people here in the United States. You know, they said it's the economy, stupid.
It's the economy, stupid.
Well, what's the number one issue that people are voting on? The economy and pocketbook issues.
Yes.
The big banks are there. BlackRock is an example, playing up their ETFs out there. And by the way, this is irrespective of Trump. Then Trump shows up, gives his speech. Hello, everybody. Your favorite president here doing his thing. I said, Adrian, give me the good and bad of Trump. He goes, number one, here's the good part. It was symbolic. The fact that he showed up, did his thing, and he talked about the fact that the U.S. holds 20% of the world's gold reserve. And what they want to do is hold 200,000 Bitcoin here in the United States as a strategic reserve asset the United States can hold on to. Basically, it's sort of saying we have gold, we have Bitcoin. Let's have this reserve build up to empower the United States, God forbid. Now, what was the bad? I said, he goes, look, the bad is Trump's going to Trump. So this isn't a MAGA rally. These are his words. He's not a MAGA rally. This is very rich, wealthier folks. And he said the smartest people in the room were doing a bunch of eye rolls sort of doing a lot of, had a lackluster response to his sort of MAGA-esque rally-like performance. I'm here, So there was some, scaffs and, people are like, whatever. But at the end of the day, they weren't necessarily feeling his off-the-cuff remarks. This is his words. I said, all right, cool. But what's the bottom line? He goes, the overall bottom line, this was a net positive for Trump.
Good.
Rallying the essentially libertarians to the MAGA conservative party. And he goes, oh, by the way, you know why this was such a powerful move from Trump? Because for every reaction, there's an equal reaction. What do the Democrats do? Well, the next day, the Democrats put out a few dozen Democrats, a contingent of them, put together a policy proposal, and they sent that to Jamie Harrison. Do you know who Jamie Harrison is? Jamie Harrison is the chair of the DNC. And they said, hey, by the way, guys, I'm not sure if you just saw what Trump just did, but we better wake up and do something of our own and embrace the crypto industry. We're going to lose this entire voting block. And we're going to see what happens there. That was signed by like 20 or so sitting Democratic Congress people. So we'll see what they move. They basically said, your move, Democrats. But this was a very good look for Trump. And we'll see if he is going to be embraced by the crypto community or not. But this is this was a big look. This was huge for DJT.
Nice.
So moving right along. We're going to pass on this story right here.
Okay.
So
what's the next one you want to hit?
Okay. Perfect. Yeah, that we're good on that one as well. So we have a little thing called Minnect here. You've heard of Minnect?
Minnect.
Where you can connect by the minute. So this segment is called the Minnect Minute, where a question came my way, and I'm going to read it back to you guys and let me know what you would do. So you can scroll down, you can see what's going on there.
These are like those Reddit stories.
No, to me, Ali.
These are real life people you know.
Okay.
So here's the question I got here. It was from a 32-year-old guy, and he's basically saying, hey, look, I get invited. I'm in wedding season right now. I'm getting invited to weddings, to bachelor parties, to engagement parties. How do I budget for something like this?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, you've come to the right guy. Thanks for asking this question on Minnect. I said, look, man, you have to understand something. In your early 30s, the average person basically gets married late 20s, early 30s. When I first got married the first time, I was 33 years old. At that time, I felt the pressure from all my friends who were always at weddings. I'm taking my girl to weddings. And basically, you're kind of catapulted into all this. And listen, choose wisely. You know, PBD says, choose your enemies wisely. Choose your partner wisely. Because you don't want to have to go and do it all over again. So before I answer that question, I said, let me do a little research on here.
Yeah.
And I sent this story to PBD. We actually covered it on the podcast. So it was very interesting. So here's a story that came out from CNBC. 56% of people would RSVP no to a close friend's wedding to save that money, this new survey shows. So Bank of America surveys that 56% of Americans decline a close friend's wedding invitation if they could not afford it. With older individuals more comfortable saying no. Gen Z and millennials are less likely to skip weddings compared to Gen X and boomers. No shit. Because Gen X and boomers, they're probably going to second and third weddings.
Yeah.
They're not you. The Gen Z, who's 22 years old, 24 years old, 26 years old, and millennials who are 30 years old, 35 years old, these are probably their first weddings.
Yeah.
So you're not going to decline a first wedding. A boomer will be like, oh, you're getting married for the third time? I'm good, Gladys. We'll see what happens here.
Damn, Gladys.
So it's so funny how you're interesting the stats. Sorry, Gladys. Experts suggest ways to manage wedding costs, such as selectively attending events. Consider which wedding events are must attend and which one you can skip to save on costs. Wedding expert and vice president brand marketing at Zola says. So I see that article. I answered this question to this guy on Minnect. I said, look, there's a few different factors here. The first thing you have to understand is how many weddings are you going to be invited to this year? So I have a lot of friends. I grew up in Miami. I went to elementary school, went to middle school, went to high school, went to college here in Florida State. I've lived in Miami my entire life, or in Florida my entire life. I'm still friends with the guys I went to elementary, middle school. I have friends and friends and friends. Some people collect stamps. Some people collect baseball cards. I collect friends. That's my thing. So the good side and downside is I got invited to a lot of weddings. So there was a time and place in 2012, 2013. This was right after the Kim, Kris Kardashian wedding, all that. It was wedding after wedding after wedding after wedding for years. And every weekend I had a bachelor party, an engagement party, a bachelorette party sometimes, because sometimes they'll do joint, a wedding, you know, the brunch after. There's so much stuff here. I said, you have to, number one, see how many you're going to be inviting to. Now, we're also seeing situations here where guys, this is more of a message to the guys because you're the ones a lot of times paying for the wedding, or at least to attend the weddings. A lot of guys don't have a lot of guy friends these days. We're seeing that in 1990, the average guy had 5 close guy friends. Now it's like 1 close guy friend. The average guy had, in their circle of friends, 20 close friends. Now it's like 4. People, because of COVID, because of the internet, because of social media, not as many friends. So maybe you're not inviting to as many weddings. Who knows? But also, people aren't making as much money as they were essentially COVID, everything that happened with that, or cost of living. So number one, you have to ask yourself, how many events am I getting invited to? If it's only 1 this year, bro, you got to go. But if it's like I was dealing with something every single weekend, you have to have a budget and you have to have discernment. What are you saying?
They were trying to matchmake you. They're like, come, I have a wedding.
Yeah, come to this one.
Come, madam.
So especially, by the way, if you're a groomsman, oh my God, now you got to go get the suit, the groomsman's suit. Now you got to be a part of it, the strategizing. So there's 3 things you have to understand. There's the engagement party. There's the bachelor party. And then there's the actual wedding.
Right.
So there's 3 things that you're going to for this one event.
Yes.
Now, if you take 10 weddings a year, which is not a crazy number, if you have a lot of friends,
that's a crazy
that 10 weddings... You'll see when you hit this season that 10 times 3 events, now that's 30 different things.
Yeah.
There's 52 weeks in a year. You're going to 30 out of 52. How much is this going to cost you? What's happening right now?
Right.
By the way, let's say you only have 5 weddings a year. Okay. That's 15 different events that you're going to have to pay money for.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Even for the girls, we have to pay for the makeup, the dress, the hair. This year I have 5 weddings outside of the United
This year you have how many?
5.
5 weddings. See what I'm saying? I'm not crazy
What?
here. She has 5 weddings. And by the way, Ali, how old are you?
Outside of the United States.
Outside
in Colombia.
destination weddings.
Destination wedding.
Ali, how old are you?
I'm 29.
29. By the way, it's just getting started. 29, 30, 31, 32. Oh my God.
Ask me
You're a few years younger than that, but you'll see.
The 5 weddings. I had to pick. Like I was like, I can't.
What'd you do?
I'm going to 2 of those weddings.
So you declined 3 out of the 5.
Yeah, I can.
Why?
Because I have to work. It's a lot of money for me. It's buying a ticket to go to Colombia as well. The dress. The bridesmaid for 2. So I had to do the bachelorette. I had to pay for that trip. It's a lot. I mean, it's like I was like, please, I love you all. Don't invite me to your wedding if you can, because I can make it. So just save that money.
Yeah.
Some of my friends
I like
were
the
like,
sound
it's
of
fine.
that.
They are like,
So,
it's fine.
by the way, you're exactly the same age when I started being like, hold on, what? You're 5 weddings, but you're from Colombia.
Exactly.
Right? So a lot of your weddings are in Colombia. How many of your weddings are in Miami, South Florida?
None.
Okay. So imagine if you still lived in Colombia, you'd be going to all these weddings. That's exactly what happened to me in Miami.
Yeah,
But some of the
exactly.
weddings, they were destination weddings. We're going to Cancun.
No, yeah.
We're going to Mykonos. What?
The thing is, they are in Colombia, but they are not in my hometown.
Yeah.
They're Medellin, which is outside of my hometown, so I have to buy the ticket as well. So it's a thing.
So let's do some quick math. Ready? You want to see how much you're going to be spending for a wedding? Just one
No,
wedding.
don't do that because I'm having one this weekend. I don't want to think.
Let's just do the math on one wedding. Okay. So the engagement party, you get a gift or no?
Yeah.
How much is a gift you spend on an engagement party?
200,
$100 bucks?
$100.
$100 bucks.
$100.
Cool. You're going to the bachelorette party?
Oh, that's insane.
Okay.
Yes.
The bachelorette party is going to be in Las Vegas.
Oh.
Okay.
More than 500.
Okay. For a hotel,
It's like
flight,
$1,000.
that's $1,000
Yeah.
easy right there.
Yeah.
So you're $1,100 before they even got married.
I can't come.
Now you got to go to the destination wedding. How much is a flight to Colombia, to Medellin?
300.
$300. You got to get a hotel.
Yep.
Yeah.
The hotel is going to cost you at least $100, $200 a night.
At Colombia.
Okay. So you're going for how many nights?
But I'm going to stay at my place. 'Cause
Okay.
it's in my hometown. Thank God.
Thank God.
But if
the
not,
other destinations, let's say you go 3 nights, 200, so that's another $700, let's say.
Yeah, around that.
So that's a flight, a hotel. You got to
The
get a dress. How much is a
400.
dress?
400. around.
400. How much is a gift? Because this is an interesting conversation. What do you give as a gift when you already spent?
Oh, wait, some of
when
the
you already spent
weddings now-
$1,400 here.
Some of the weddings now, they do something the night before. That's
Yep.
another thing. That's another event.
Yeah,
which you have to dress. You have to spend money as well.
So the gift, how much you give as a wedding gift?
Another 100, 200.
Yeah, exactly.
At least, bro.
At least.
Yeah.
Okay.
If it's not your
Let's
best
say
friend or
250.
something.
Right.
So now you're at 100 for the engagement party, 1,000 for the bachelor party. Now you actually got to go to the wedding. That's 300, 700, 400. That's 1,000, 1,400. That's $1,700. That's plus another 1,200. You're at $3,000 for one wedding. For one wedding. So now you got to invite it to 5. So that's 15 grand that you got to potentially spend to do that
you get
all
why
over
I'm
it again.
saying.
It's unaffordable. You can't do it. Gonna say that money. Thank you. So if it's only one wedding, hey, go all out. Do your thing. 5 weddings, you have to have a little discernment.
You can
Me,
make it.
I get so sick. I'm like, oh my God, wasn't I just here at this exact same chapel like 2 months ago? Yeah, I remember this one. My other friend got married there. I got so disenfranchised and disillusioned from the whole wedding concept. It became so unspecial to me that this is sort of the reason that I'm like, yeah, weddings, I don't know about that. But you can spend tens of $1,000s a year going to everybody's wedding, to everybody's ceremony when you want to save that money. By the way, there's a flip side to it. Because that's to attend the wedding. We covered this on a show a month or so ago. Now there's people that are throwing weddings. They're like, yo, I can't spend 50 grand on a wedding. I can't spend 100 grand on a wedding. The average cost of a wedding in America is 30 grand.
Yeah.
So some couples are deciding to do micro weddings.
probably
They're like,
would.
yo, we're just not inviting 100 people. They're going to invite 20 people.
Yeah, but-
And let's just keep it simple. Let's keep it family. Let's keep it close friends and see what happens here. So the average cost for a wedding from 2022 is $35,000. That's up $5,000 from 2022. The average cost of a micro wedding was only $11,000. That's a whopping savings
Oh, wow.
of about $20,000. Think about that. 58% of couples are cutting their guest list by 40%. So what does that mean? That means 60% almost. So over 100 weddings, 60% are saying the average wedding, let's say it's 100 people, it's now down to 60 people. So they're cutting, they're slashing, they're saving that money on the front end and the back end. So here's what I'm saying.
You can use that money for your apartment where you're gonna
That
live.
is
It's
so
gonna last
crazy.
forever. The
I would
wedding is
not.
just gonna be one night.
I
Like
could
I
not.
understand, and everyone wants different things, but I won't spend that amount of money on a night. I can save it.
Crazy. That's crazy. That's nuts.
Yeah.
No, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm preparing a wedding to be small. Like, I would like to have a small wedding. I know the two things that I want to spend money on. That's the ring, the dress, and probably some nice flowers. Those are my, like, three
That you
main
want your
things.
man to spend money on.
Well, he's going to get the ring.
Yeah, he's
And
not
then
gonna
I
pay
can
for
work
the
on the
That's
dress
how
and
that
the
works?
flowers. We can split. But I want to get married in a church. Why don't we get married in churches, everybody? Like, that's only a couple $100, you know? But even to attend a wedding, it is expensive. I've planned a wedding. So I've seen the expenses behind all of that. And it's just getting more and more expensive. And I don't know. I don't want to tell you, like, have less friends, but shit.
My dad,
Your pockets are saying, have less friends.
my dad used to tell me, like, just go to Las Vegas and get married.
Just get eloped?
You and
Just do
just
elope?
you and your partner. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Go have Elvis marry you.
I can fit a wedding between 11,000 and 30, I think. Depending on the type of ring he wants
You
to buy
got
me.
no clue. You'll see. Good luck.
Depending on the ring he wants to buy me.
Good luck. You talk about friends, for all that. Drake had a song, No New Friends, No New Friends. You got to be very selective with your new friends right now, because next thing you know, your new friend is going to want to invite you to their new wedding, and that's going to be some new money you're going to have to spend. So save that money. Last point that we should be thinking about with all this, with the backdrop of the wedding and the micro weddings and everything on there, the American consumer hasn't been this poor since 2022.
Sounds
Americans
about
saved
right.
the least amount last month, which was in June, since 2022, as wallets remain light despite the strong economy. The wallets are light despite the strong
So
economy.
why is obese so high?
What's that?
Why is obesity so much? These people got no money, but they got enough to eat, overeat. I don't understand.
Hey guys, I apologize
Eating their
for
money.
Nat. I forgot. I apologize for Nat here, guys.
I'm sorry.
She's on one right now.
What's up, baby?
Take me
out
today. Joe Byron.
So true.
So the Americans' leftover income fell to its lowest level since 2022. This was last month in June. The effects of high inflation, the economy roar has even the headline economic growth proved strong, and the stock market trades at record levels. The national personal saving rate, the proportion of monthly disposable income leftover expenditures, fell to 3.4% in June. That's the lowest monthly reading since December of 2022. The 3.4% savings rate is less than half of June 2019, 7.1%. Let me say that again. In June of 2019, your savings rate of what you're able to save from your paycheck, 7.1%. Now that it's 3.4%, basically cut in half.
Damn.
Bidenomics. That was before COVID and everything happened with inflation and the economy, and now how Americans are deciding to allocate their money. So, whether it's budgeting for a house, whether that's budgeting for a car, whether that's budgeting for a wedding, you got to do the math. There's a 4-letter word that people don't like to do, the MATH, and that is math. Because there's a worse 4-letter word that's going to happen if you spend all your money, and that's DEBT. Debt. That is dumb. That is the most dangerous 4-letter word in the world. It's not. It's debt.
Oh, we'll just stick with debt.
Okay. So don't yourself get together and stay of debt and save that money.
Simple.
Simple as that. Thank you. Okay. Interesting. We had fun a little bit last week when we read some of the comments that were going on.
I had fun reading them.
About your boy Sos.
Yeah.
So
We're gonna read them
maybe
again?
I'm into a little bit of punishment. Maybe I'm into a little S&M. We seem to liked that segment, right, Jay?
Yes.
And so, Nat, do me a favor.
Yay!
Here's some screenshots of some of the best and worst comments of your boy Sos here. If you don't think I'm a big boy that can take it,
Oh, he
come
can
again.
take it.
Is there anything else on there that you need to read? Is there anything
No.
on out there? Oh, okay.
Let's start
So,
with these.
These are some of the worst comments about the SOSCAST. And make sure to read the names.
I like
So we give them a
this
little,
one.
we'll give
Oh,
them
I
a
like the
little
other one.
shout out.
I like that view.
Okay.
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 All right.
Okay.
This is you can leave.
But
them.
thank
I
you
can leave
guys.
them like
Before
that.
we even get to these comments, thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for being a part of what we're doing the SOSCAST. We're about to announce something very big in the coming days. So stay tuned for that.
Okay.
Until then, thank you for your lovely, lovely, lovely comments. I'm a big boy. I can take it. Go ahead, Nat.
And we'll start with the first one from Ange Vaz. Adam is PBD's biggest groupie.
What's up, y'all? How we all doing? How we feeling?
You are. We love it. Well, what's wrong with being?
I'm a fan, guys. I'm a fan.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can be a fan. I'm a fan of where I work. Someone actually called me a valuetainment groupie the other day. I was like, "You're just jealous. Don't be mad." Anyway, this is from Karen Walker X. This show reminds me of Maury or Jerry Springer from the '90s.
Okay.
We gotta
That's
get some
more. I think talking about more the panel
the
show.
panel
that we
shows.
do,
I kind of like that. I'm not mad at that.
I think we need to be a little classier than that, but okay.
We can be. I mean, there's nobody's baby daddies being exposed. So I
maybe.
think
Maybe.
at least you haven't at all been exposed.
People are saying you are not the father.
We have another one.
Oh, we have another one. This one's from Gringo Carloca 021. That is probably the most attractive woman I've ever seen. Combo of intelligence, vibe, sex appeal, facial symmetry, and overall pleasant/fun. Great job and great addition to the show.
Yeah.
Thanks, Sauce.
Of course.
And there's one like
They
on
said-
it.
they said-
I think it was me who liked it.
They said elegance. They didn't say intelligence.
Oh.
They said elegance.
Well, there you go.
Missed it. Go back to that one more time.
No.
Okay. They said elegance. They did not say intelligence. Let's just be clear.
It's okay.
Let's be clear. People
it was
are saying
a little
that
bit
you're-
small.
People are saying you're elegant, not
Okay.
intelligent. I think you're smart. People are saying, I don't know. I'm not
take
going to
both.
say what people are saying.
I
that
think
you're
if you
dumb.
squint,
It's not it.
you could say intelligent.
Elegant, not intelligent.
E and I, who cares, right? Okay, this one's from Christian Manriquez.
Christian Manriquez. Roll your R's, girl.
Sorry, from 77022. Adam is so underrated.
Oh, thank you.
You're so underrated. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Do better.
So
Okay.
underrated. When you set the bar very low, it's hard to go under that.
Damn,
thing
how
right
are you
there.
under that
You
rating?
got a limbo. You gotta basically go
down to the floor. Go there. Go down. Go down.
raise the roof. Okay.
Then we have
Go
this one that says JB Sauce 1433. I'll at least listen to Adam before I listen to the Coke vein Vinny.
Vinny.
Vinny, a lot of you guys think Vinny's on one. Vinny's just like that.
Vinny
Like Vinny is
just
on 10 on
like
10 of the time.
that.
I love it.
Emotional,
Here's another one about baby.
Then we have this one from Edu Ventura. Adam is still anti-Assyrian. That's why he is interrupting Vinny. This guy comments everywhere, actually. He comments everywhere.
Good for Edu. Listen, there's
Edu
a lot of
Ventura.
things you could say about why I interrupted or argued with Vinny. Him being Assyrian has nothing to do with it.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Nothing to do with it. But
for
listen, there's nothing more that I like than banter back and forth. Oh, I don't think so. What people don't understand with Vinny is we might argue on camera and then we'll go have lunch together.
Yeah, literally
That's
today.
what people in America have to understand is that you can disagree, debate, argue,
Yeah.
but yo, bro, let's grab some lunch. Because we're all at least coming from the common sense that we love America and we want to do what's right for America.
Right.
We have different views, we have different opinions. That's cool. But as long as you love it, America, and you want the best for America, go ahead, daddy.
Right. Awesome.
This is the last one.
Then we have Linda54-R5X. Adam, sometimes I don't get you on PBD podcast, but because you are a family of valuetainment today, I subscribe to your podcast and great conversation with young generations to express their point of view on politics today. Awesome job.
Thank you.
Thank you, Linda. We appreciate the
Thanks,
subscription.
Linda. Listen, guys.
Appreciate that.
I appreciate that. Listen, outwork, out improve, out strategize, outlast. Valuetainment plans on being here a very long time. I plan on being a part of Valuetainment a very long time. I plan on hosting this show a very long time. Now, PBD always talks about you have to reinvent yourself. Hey, you're doing the same thing you did last year. Are you doing something different? Is it stale? Is it old?
Right.
We're all should be in a constant state of reinventing yourself. Now, don't reinvent just for the sake of reinventing.
Right.
You know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Right.
But everyone should be learning to improve. Understand what are there leaks? Are there holes in my arguments? Are there leaks? There's holes in my business. This is stuff that we do at the Vault. This is stuff that we do at the SLS. This is stuff we identify when we do business planning workshops. Hey, how can I improve? Who do I need to network with? Who can I strategize with to basically level up my game?
Yeah.
Where can I make more money? Did I miss some opportunities this year? Are there leaks in my business? Are there leaks in my arguments? Are my conversations basically the same conversations I've been having for years and years and years? Is the information that I have the same information I've known forever? When I came to Valuetainment, this is crazy. Dude, I had made my money. I had a network. I was what I call chilling. I didn't realize until I stepped into the arena with PBD, oh shit.
Yeah.
I need to step my game. I thought I was good.
Yeah.
We're all in a state of having to rise to the competition. So it's like stairs. Once you get a new level and you think you're good, no. Don't just chill and rest on your laurels. There's always going to be a next level. There's always going to be something, another hill to climb. And that's something that I've learned, that as long as I'm improving, outworking, out strategizing, you're going to outlast. And I encourage you to do the exact same thing in your life and your business and everything that you're affiliated with whatsoever. So thank you guys for being a part of this amazing episode of the SOSCAST. Thank you, Natalia.
Yep.
Thank you, Alejandra.
Yes.
Nat, any final words?
Yes, thank you guys so much for watching today. Make sure you guys like, comment, follow, subscribe. We also do have our SOSCAST Instagram. So make sure you guys follow us on there. We have all of our updates on there. If you can't get a hold of me on my personal Instagram, which is just my name, Natalia Del Valle, make sure to check out SOSCAST.vt there. But aside from that, make sure you guys grab those vault tickets. They are selling fast. We've only got a few more left. I know it's in some of the other tiers. So make sure you guys grab that. And stay tuned, because we have a really big announcement that Sauce is going to be announcing shortly.
Ali, can you pull up the vault?
And if you want to come and you want to associate and hang out with us, if I were you, I would subscribe right now, do all that fun stuff, because you don't want to miss what we're doing.
Yeah, we have a big announcement that I think we're going to make next show.
Yes, Thursday.
So stay tuned for that. In the meantime, it's the build up to the Vault, September 4th through 7th. PBD, The Rock, and guests to be named in the coming hours on the PBD Podcast AI webinar. Thank you guys for being a part of what we're doing here. If you're interested in coming to the Vault, Alejandro, there's a link below.
Yes.
Check that out. You have my QR code
If they
for a discount. What's that?
Yeah, if they want to buy the tickets for the Vault, is on our chat. It's pinned there. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Alejandra.
You're
so,
welcome.
hope to see you guys at the Vault.
Yes.
And stay tuned for all you local people in South Florida.
You don't want to miss
we're putting
this.
together in the coming weeks, pre-Vault pre-party here on the SOSCAST, here in Valuetainment Studios. Announcement to be coming soon. Thank you guys for being a part of what we're doing. We'll see you back on Thursday with another lovely panel of ladies and gentlemen having amazing conversations. We'll see you then. Save that money. We out.
It's the SOSCAST, baby.